What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, ladies? I got to wait for these colored folk to get in the chat. I'm waiting for these colored folk to get in the chat. But until then, I'm going to talk to you guys real quick until we get Bryson and ABL on. I hope they got the link like I thought that they would get. So it could be my fault on my end. But we're bringing back the Thursday show. Everybody was begging me to do it. We have a whole bunch of people that was in Boise. I heard people say Boise. I say Boise, but it's called Boise State. When I did the speaking engagement last night, a bunch of people was like, when y'all gonna bring it back? When y'all gonna bring it back? So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And shout out to everybody in Boise that showed up. I think it was like 200 people there, and we had an incredible blast. So before ABL and Bryson get here, I'm hoping that they both didn't have a happening at the same time. But before they get here, I want to just talk briefly about this Chauvin George Floyd case. I looked at I haven't been watching the entire trial. I've been getting snippets of it, but Bryson's on live IG debating. I've been getting snippets of the trial. And I honestly believe that it's going to be a problem for the prosecution. And there's a possibility that Chauvin could not be found guilty. And that is a scary thought for a lot of people. However, I think it's a pretty, it could be a reality. In this trial, let me send Bryson the email again. He missed it. In this trial, they are going to have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Chauvin committed a felony, had intent to commit a felony crime for the second-degree murder, although it was unintentional murder. They have to be able to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. And some of the material that came up today was the status of George Floyd's mental state, the status of George Floyd's mental state in when he was in the convenience store, high on drugs, and the fact that he ingested drugs at such a fatal level that, it's very possible that he lost his life because of that. So Bryson is probably on his way in. I just sent him the link. Let me answer this call from Bryson real quick. What's up, bro? I'm live.
Okay, I'm ready, bro. I just will it be bad if I don't have a headset for my phone?
It don't matter, man. It don't matter.
Okay. All right. I just send you the link whenever.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Okay.
All right. Colored people. All right. So thanks for the super chat, Leo. Thanks so much for the super chat. What are your thoughts on the witness using the Fifth Amendment? I didn't see that, but if you are a witness in a case and you use the Fifth Amendment, you're no longer a valid witness. You're no longer a witness. The lady who was the EMT that was a witness, I saw her testimony today. She was combative. She was biased. She's no longer a legitimized witness. This is turning out to be very, very bizarre. But I want to know what witness pled the Fifth. You're not a witness for either the prosecution or defense. You're not a witness if you plead the Fifth. You are a witness. You're supposed to testify. And if you plead the Fifth, it looks bad for whoever brought you as a witness. Let's see. Thank you for the super chat. It says, I just dropped a new video too. Reaping Time Fitness. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, my boy Bryson here. I don't know where ABL's at. It may just be me and Bryson tonight. We'll see. ABL may jump in here a little later. Maybe he had to go to the bathroom or something. So shout out to my boy Bryson. I'm finna bring him on now. Bryson, what it do?
What up? Am I echoing or something? Does it sound crazy?
No, you sound good. You sound good to me. I think you sound good to everybody else. Let me make sure I got all my ducks in the line. So, bruh, I want to get to this. And everybody at super chat, let me get the super chat thing up so I don't miss y'all super chats. We're gonna talk, and I may take a break to answer the super chats, but we're gonna chop it up. Have you been watching this Chauvin case, man? Have you been watching?
I've been watching all the drama surrounding it. I saw his girlfriend, what she said, but yeah.
So my wife told me about what his girlfriend said about his character and about the fact that he was like her drug dealer and giving her pills or whatever kind of drugs that, I mean, it really, I didn't watch her whole testimony, but it really impeached his character a little bit, because people are going around acting like George Floyd was the second coming of Jesus, and he was snuffed out because the Pharisees didn't like his spiritual warfare that he was doing. Oh, my boy ABL is in the house. He's in the house. That CPT is strong, baby. That CPT is strong, baby. Let me bring ABL in here. Let's see. ABL.
yo, I'm here, man. I made it. The CP time, man. It's wearing me out. Got blame the white man for that, man.
Man, that white man got to get off our back, man. Only reason we late because of the white man. I just want people to know that the white man, my followers, or whatever they call it. But ABL, have you been watching the trial, man?
I've been seeing some of it. I've seen some of the testimony. I saw where the girlfriend got on the stand talking about the drug use. And I saw that part for sure.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Yeah,
that's no bueno.
Drugs are bad.
Yeah. And they kill you. They kill you, especially if it's fentanyl, methamphetamine. So the panel of guys that I got here, we got Bryson Gray in the middle, I believe. Yes, that's the way it shows. Bryson Gray in the middle, my boy ABL on the end. What do you guys think is going to happen in this trial? Do you think that Chauvin, if you had to make a prediction, because we don't know until it's over, do you think that Chauvin is going to be convicted on the second-degree murder charge, which will then make him eligible for all charges, or you think he's going to be acquitted? Bryson?
I honestly think he's going to be acquitted, only because we just look at the report of how he died, and then you look at everything surrounding the case. He factually was on drugs, factually overdosed. I mean, I guess it depends on the judge, but I don't see how he will be convicted personally. Not yet.
What about you, ABL?
Man, it's kind of hard. I mean, I really don't know. I'm leaning more towards to get acquitted because of the facts of the case. You're talking about murder and things of that nature. I'm not sure you're going to get that off when you see what's happening with the drugs and his physical conditioning. If not for the drugs, he wouldn't have died that day. Everything centered around the drugs, the way he reacted, the incident to begin with, and then his physical conditioning, the medical, that response to what was going on is all fueled by the drugs. That's what's coming out in court. The girlfriend even came out. We were both on opioids. We were getting drugs that day. The guy in the car was a drug dealer. So it's like, what more can be said? A lethal amount of fentanyl in the system at the time when he died. So what more can you do with that?
I agree 1,000%. I mean, it's going to come down to is that what caused the death of George Floyd? Is it Chauvin's knee, or was it the drugs and the health conditions that he was dealing with?
Hey, B. Taylor.
Yeah, what's up?
My dad is sitting here looking at all three of us pissed off. He is right beside me right now, and I think he has.
Why you mad, Pops?
Hey man, we'll get some airtime, man. Come on, get some airtime.
I respect and I love all you guys. Okay,
we love you too, man.
I respect and I love all y'all, but the cop may get off, but it ain't because he ain't guilty. Okay. So,
is it because he white?
No, listen, that might be it. You right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You might be speaking a freaking Freudian slip right there, B. Taylor. Hey, listen, man. The law in Minnesota says that you don't have to prove that what Chauvin did killed him, but was a contributing factor. That's for the third-degree charge. Okay, that's going to be easier to prove than something else. No, but if history has taught us anything,
the white man.
History has taught us that the only cop that's gone to jail for killing somebody. Think about this right here now. Keep
I'm trying to be on B. Taylor show. He's not crazy. Like 5 minutes.
Listen, just real
you want to be on the panel? You on the panel now?
Yeah, we gotta put him on the panel next time.
Here we go. The only cop that has been locked up for killing somebody that was unarmed was a black cop who killed a white guy.
Yeah, so
Girl.
it's race related. We get
Okay.
it. We get it.
Hey, everything might be racism.
We get it.
So you know, and I love that your dad has that perspective, because then they give us stuff to talk about, right? Because I think that, you know, in my personal opinion, and I think probably both of you guys on the panel will agree, that I don't think it has anything to do with race, because you can see how combative some white folks are against Chauvin, even on the trial. The EMS lady who called the cops the B word, she was so combative against the defense that the judge had to stop the hearing and rip her a new one about her being argumentative. So there's a lot of people who are against Chauvin. I think most of America is probably against Chauvin, but I don't think it has anything to do with race. And it's going to be an uphill climb to determine that Chauvin's tactic that he used resulted in the death of George Floyd. It's going to be difficult, because that methamphetamine and fentanyl alone is lethal by ingesting it, smelling it. I mean, if inhaling it, and also by touching your skin, can kill you. And he had 3 to 4 times the lethal dose of fentanyl in his system. And the defense is pretty good. And I think that they may be able to protect Chauvin. Not saying that it's right or wrong, but I think that's the way the outcome is going to be.
And no doubt about it. I mean, it's too many factors that work against the prosecution in this case. You trying to get him on the murder. I mean, it's just too much. Now, I mean, I'm not saying that what Chauvin, he was just a perfect person in the situation. Far from that. But are we going to talk about, you know, 25 years in the penitentiary for what happened? I don't think so. I'm thinking maybe some negligence was going on, because at the same time, when you're doing your police maneuver that was trained by the department, you got to see this man's on the ground experiencing distress. So you got to be able to make sure that he's straight. But at the same time, what is that really? I mean, tell me, you would know more than me because you were an officer in that situation. What would the appropriate charge be if there was to be any conviction? What would the appropriate charge be?
Yeah, I mean, he could, if somehow they could convict him, they got the 3rd-degree murder charge, the 3rd-degree manslaughter charge that could be applicable. If they're able to determine that the maneuver that he used was inappropriately used, he knowingly inappropriately used it, and he was negligent to the point of causing or contributing to George Floyd's death, that's when there would be a charge. If he did not apply the maneuver the way it was supposed to, and he did it with malice, he's going to have a problem. And also the lack of rendering aid.
Yeah.
Now, police officers don't have to render aid if you have a reasonable, articulable fact pattern that says it wasn't safe for me to render aid, or it was nothing that I can do to save this person's life, you may get off. But if they may be able to determine to say you're trained to render aid, you're trained to understand excited delirium, which is probably what George Floyd was experiencing, and you did not do those things, did that contribute to George Floyd's death? And so that's the only way that they're going to get him. But I don't know, bro. It can be really bad. But beyond that, go ahead, Bryson.
I was about to say, how would they be able to prove something like that? Because I watched the entire video of George Floyd, and everything from the beginning to end, he actually put on the ground. They tried to put him in the car. He said he couldn't breathe before he was even really grabbed. And even when they put him down, even in the video, it doesn't look like they had any bad intent with it. So how would you prove? There's already video out. So how would you prove that what's the possibility of that?
Yeah, man, it's going to be difficult, because you have to not only prove it, you got to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. So you're going to have, every juror is going to have to agree unanimously that Chauvin had malice in his heart, or that he intentionally killed George Floyd. And they're going to bring in a drug recognition expert that's going to lay down the law and say, these drugs make people crazy. They do deranged stuff. They're unhinged. And these officers probably could not control him unless they used the amount of force they used, given the fact of him being on methamphetamine and fentanyl, which makes you extra, you have extra human strength, and you become volatile and unpredictable. And then they're going to go through the training of that maneuver. Why do they use the maneuver? Is it to kill people? Of course it's not. is to restrain a person who is out of control. And just because you have somebody in handcuffs don't mean that you are not responsible for restraining them. I have seen on plenty of cases that I've been on, that I have dealt with people with excited delirium, people on PCP, methamphetamine, people on K2 spice, that you have to control their head. The neck and head is vulnerable. And some of these people get whacked out and they start banging their head on the ground and doing all this other stuff. And you have to be able to leverage and control them. We have a very similar maneuver on the Tucson Police Department, but we don't put our knee on your neck. We put our knee right above your neck on the upper part of your shoulders. And we don't put all of our weight on your back, even though people think we do. We don't do that because tactically, you know, that's going to be a failure on your part, because as soon as he moves or you get knocked off of, you know, balance, you're going to fall over if you got all of your weight on one knee. And so you just use that as a leverage point. Half of your body weight will be sufficient. But what do you guys think is going to happen if they don't convict Chauvin? What do y'all think will happen, man?
Well, we
realistically,
we know what's going to happen. I mean, we already saw the riots right when the whole thing happened. Right, as soon as it happened, it wasn't any kind of guilty, innocent, none of that. It was just as soon as it happened, riots right away. It was a political purpose, of course, because the same thing was going on back during the campaign cycle in 2015-16 when they were trying to get, Hillary Clinton in there and you're exiting Obama. So it was a political purpose behind that. It's the same thing in 2020. But since people were doing it back then and they still exist to a certain extent, even those aren't really getting paid like some of the ones that were getting paid last time, they still go out there and do it. People that are trying to be opportunists, people that are trying to get money, because they saw what it said, $10.6 billion raised by BLM and BLM style groups just in the 6 months after George Floyd died. 10.6 billion. So I was like, okay, I can get 500,000. I'm straight. So I'll go out there. I'll tear stuff up. I'll throw this chair through this plate glass window in the ghetto, tear a black neighborhood up and get paid. Sure, I'll do it. So if the verdict does not go how they want exactly, he might even get convicted, but not on all charges. They're going to tear stuff up. Even if he is convicted, there still may be some that riot because they're going to riot anyway. They already plan to riot regardless of what the outcome. Guilty, innocent is really irrelevant. They're going to do the same thing. But if he does not get convicted, if he gets off, it's going to be a riot, unfortunately. I don't wish for it to happen because you're talking about innocent people having their lives ruined, businesses destroyed, homes destroyed, places where they go to get their food and whatnot destroyed. I don't wish that on anybody. But we know what the pattern is like. We know what's going to happen at the end of it.
I say,
what do you think, bro? Bryson?
If they did that over as soon as the situation happened with no proof of anything, and they went crazy like that, come on, bro. If he don't get convicted, they gonna go crazy. I thought ain't gonna be no Targets, no Publix. You know, people gonna hit the spots to get a little wine and some J's or something. Everything gonna be donezo out here. No, I ain't like no kizzy. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get ugly, man. I think that this is gonna be, and this is why I think that the jury pool is tainted, and you're not gonna be able to hold a fair trial. There could be a mistrial, and he could appeal because this is not a fair trial. Right before they begin the trial, they paid out George Floyd's family like $27 million in a settlement. Like, if you're not tainting the jury pool in the perception of jurors, in the perception of the public, I don't know what that is. And this is bigger than just Minneapolis and the police department, because you got people like Van Jones on television saying that America is on trial. And I honestly believe that this could lead to something similar to a civil war, and not a civil war, but I think it could be similar, meaning that I think that people are going to take it upon themselves to start hunting other people down. I'm serious. Like, I think that it's going to be so much outrage in the Black community if Chauvin doesn't get elected, that people are going to be radical and mob-like, and it's going to be a clash. Because I remember when I was younger and I was on that I'm Black first type stuff, man, I was really angry with white people when it came to like slavery and stuff, because I was brainwashed. And you got to think these people are brainwashed and they believe that this is an injustice. and that black people can just be murdered on broad daylight on camera, and just white officers are going to get off. Like, it's going to be probably the worst rioting that we've ever seen, not only naturally, but manufacturedly. And they're not even a word, but it's going to be manufactured. People are going to pay to have people burn stuff. They're going to put bricks, all the same stuff they were doing in election season. It is going to happen 100%. And it's going to be gnarly, man. I'm glad that neither one of y'all live in that city, because you'll have to pull out the heater on people, man.
Yeah, man, I'm hearing this crazy out there in Minneapolis. People that I know that live out there, used to live out there, keyword used to, they left because they don't even want to deal with it. You know, win, lose, or draw, whatever the case may be with Derek Chauvin, they don't even want to deal with it. Say, you know what, I'm out. I can't be here anymore. I have to leave because of my safety. People that got kids and everything else, man, they got to bounce.
So what do y'all think about this? And I know we talk about this all the time, but I think it's invaluable to get a perspective from, you know, people like us on this whole push of white supremacy. You know, they got a book called White Fragility. Like, what do you guys think about what they're doing in infiltrating BLM in the schools and in the universities? And how do you think this is playing out, not only for our country, but like for Black Americans and white Americans moving forward?
I think it's making this victim mentality worse. And me, I used to be like super pro-Black, Louis Farrakhan every day. I thought, it was crazy. And when you in that mindset, you literally hate a certain group of people because you think they're literally oppressing you or attacking you, even though there's no real logic behind it. And now it's getting pushed into schools. Now you're getting taught in schools nonstop about the same thing, just making it worse. Now most people are growing up like that, like a bunch of privileged, spoiled kids are growing up like that. And now you have other groups infiltrating that agenda also. Now you have Asian Lives Matter and Black Lives coming together and blipply blop bloop bloop. And listen, it's just all making it worse, and it's just radicalizing more people. It's giving more people this energy, which is why I think it's only gonna get worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, what do you think, ABL?
It's just brainwashing a generation. You brainwashing them, making them think things that aren't true. So then when you have the brainwashing from an early age, I'm talking about like K in the K through 12, from K on through 12, then into college, and then on television, music, movies, everything, books, trying to burn books. Okay, so when you were a little boy and girl, before you go to school, okay, Dr. Seuss books, real easy. I got a few behind me right here. All right, C-Spot Run, Cat in the Hat, you know, Fox in Socks, whatever. They tell you how to read. They tell you how to count. They tell you how to, you know, deal with people socially. So rather than having that, okay, let's talk about LGBTQ stuff to little kids. Let's get the puberty blockers, hormone blockers. And then when you're educating yourself like this, you see stuff from ACLU that says, okay, this state, Arkansas, blocked trans health rights. It's like, really, is that what it is? Or did they just say you can't put children on puberty blockers? You know, 15 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, it would be an absurd thing to say you're going to put a child on puberty blockers. But now that we're brainwashing children, we're brainwashing adults, oh, it's fine now. And if you think different, you're a bigot. So I think this whole thing with the education is to prepare the kids, it's to indoctrinate the kids. We're leaning more into communism right now because it's what they do. Okay, I saw Lester Holt today talking about, well, look, we're not going to have any room for so-called alternative realities or differing opinions because there are some things that are just fact and that's it. So you're going towards like North Korea. It's one station. You get caught up to something else, you might go to jail because there's only going to be one point of view. And that ain't the way to go. So they're trying to brainwash us, have us believe one thing, and it's whatever the left wants us to believe and think and behave like.
I agree with both of you guys, man. It's like, it's crazy what they doing to people, man. I mean, they are literally indoctrinating and brainwashing and coercing people into a belief system that's not sustainable over time. I mean, white privilege and all this stuff. I just wish that people would realize that it's just a ploy to divide us, because at the end of the day, America is not racist. Not even close to being racist. I go throughout my life. I was in Boise, Idaho. last night. I was the only black person there. It was 2 black people there, me and another guy that was at the thing. I didn't see not one black person in the airport. So, and I didn't get attacked. Nobody said anything to me. Nobody being rude to me. You know, nobody calling me the N-word, running around with Klans hoodies on and stuff like that. It's just not happening, dude. And I don't know if this is intentional. And I guess this is a question for you guys. Do you think this is intentional? Or do you think people are just that dumb? Like they really believe, like AOC really believes the stuff that she say, or are these people just evil?
Both. It's definitely both, because people are easily manipulated by what they see and what the media pushes. And we already know from history that groups do influence what movies promote, what radio stations promote, what media promotes. We already know that's real, and it obviously works out quite well. People like AOC believes it, but do they really believe it? She only believed it when it was beneficial for her to believe something. And now that it's under a different administration, she switches her tone, which is what most people do, because the media switches its tone. But yeah, I think it's both. People are dumb, and also it's intentional.
You know what? I think it's a greater play. Like, it's not even about what they believe as far as the small issues. Like what Bryson said was right about AOC. Like, she'll flip her tone, because back in 2019, she went down to the border and was crying and carrying on with the all-white outfit in front of an empty parking lot at the border entry, right? She's doing all that, talking about, oh, you got the kids in the cages. What are we going to do? I'd have a straight meltdown, right? But now all of a sudden, hey, if you speak on the border crisis, a real crisis, they elbow to elbow looking like burritos on the ground, right? 2,500 deep in the spot for 250. Now you got that going on. If you speak against it, oh, you're a white supremacist because you used the word surge. That's improper. That's not right. Oh, but last year, when it was not really a crisis, you about to have a total meltdown at the border. So she really believes in the ideology that she wants to promote, and she's using things like this to push it. She wants to go to the Bernie Sanders type of policies. You know, unlimited minimum wage, free healthcare for all. She wants to get to that point. So if she has to lie, cheat, steal, manipulate, take jobs, whatever, she'll do that to get to that end. It's not even about the smaller issues. It's about the bigger ultimate issues. And also, if she got paid by anybody to get here, if she got any kind of donations and fundraising to her particular campaign, now you got to start paying people back. All right. If you got the LGBTQ, ABCDEFG community talking about, hey, we need to push transgenderism on 3-year-olds. All right, cool. Bet. I got you on that. Don't even worry about it. I'm going to go ahead and use these little small issues to build up to that. That's the ultimate goal, in my opinion.
No, I agree, man. It's bizarre to me how ridiculous these people are, and how hypocritical they are in public. I mean, these people were crying on television and demanding change. What's her name? Kamala Harris is saying that our country was committing violence against these people, committing crimes against these people, our government, when Trump was in office. And now they're doing worse. These kids are worse off under Biden, and they won't even talk about it. They laugh about it. You know, it's crazy to me. But anyway, for those of you just joining, this is our little Thursday panel. I'll try to cycle everybody through and have people on and have a discussion. Bryson Gray is in the middle. ABL is on the end. I want to give y'all a quick ability to pitch real quick to the audience. Where can they find your stuff, Bryson? I know you make music, you got merch, you got, social media. Where can people find you, Bryson, on social media?
I'm on YouTube at Bryson Gray. Instagram at Bryson Creates, TikTok at Bryson Creates. Just type in Bryson Gray. Hopefully I'll pop up. And yeah, if you want to support me, support me.
ABL, how they get to you, ABL?
Hey, the best way, go to my website, anthonyblogan.com, ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN. You can find me right here on the YouTubes. Search ABL. I should pop right on up. I should be the first result. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I'm everywhere. And also, I got the brand new revamped ABL merch. I'm gonna have a whole lot of stuff on there. I'm gonna have soaps. I'm gonna have license plates. I'm gonna have cordless drills, whatever you want. ABLmerch.com. Check it out.
ABL. Who It ain't no such thing as Walmart. You got ABL. You know what I'm saying?
After hearing that, I gotta do better. I suck at promoting.
And the soaps and everything. Boy, I gotta check out the soaps, man. But I want to talk about that Nas X video, man, because that video was bad, man. It was a real bad video. And it was strategic. Nas X did that little country music song. He came out like a kid-friendly person to a certain degree, you know. He claimed he was saying explicit stuff in the thing, but for the most part, it was like a fun little country song that people could dance to. And then he comes out with this major song, and I have not listened to the words. I don't know if you guys have listened to the words, but symbolism of Satanism and worshiping the devil, becoming the devil, having devil shoes is all indicative of a person who's openly worshiping the devil as his source of success. And people, this the most disliked video I've ever made by far was that video that I made about Nas X.
Wow.
Dude, it was, if you look at the statistics on that video, it's like 14,000 dislikes.
Wow.
And I think it's like 30 or 40,000 likes, but it's like 14,000 dislikes. You can add up every video I've made for the last 3 months, and I don't think it'll be that many dislikes. And it's an untoward generation of people who are just evil. Christians and all kinds of people. So, man, what did y'all think when you saw that video? Nas X being just I could say other words, being a ridiculous person.
Yes, ridiculous person to say the least. But I'm not surprised because he told you why he made it, because he hates Christianity, because of how Christianity views the LGBT movement. If you watch his explanation of the video, he literally said he made it to basically promote his gayness, and he made it because he wanted to normalize talking about homosexual sex on songs, knowing his base is little children. Now, a lot of people like to blame Little Nas X, but he's already degenerate in my opinion. I don't know what else I would expect from him. But what I don't like is Christians who act like everybody's response to that was, we hate that he's worshiping Satan. It's not about him being gay. It's not about him being gay. The video is literally about him being gay. And I feel like Christians purposely ignored that part because the one thing that everybody is scared to talk about, the one boogeyman that everybody's afraid of, is the alphabet people. Even David Chappelle talked about it. Everybody's scared of them. Even Christians. Little Nas X was laughing in our faces. I'm promoting homosexuality to your kids. And we all like, it's not about that, Little Nas X. It's not about that. It's about the devil. And it's just like, okay.
Yeah, man. What do you think, ABL?
Man, you know what? I think that this is something that the music industry is trying to push upon the kids, because Lil Nas X is just one person. There's a lot of guys out there that want to do like this gay boy rap, and they want to try to push it out there to people. Okay, but how many of them actually succeed? It's a lot of guys out there trying to make it. A lot of guys trying to do X, Y, and Z. But how do you get to the point where you're doing songs with Billy Ray Cyrus? And your very first song, Old Town Road, you up there with Billy Ray Cyrus. Okay, make it achy breaky heart, that guy, you up there with him. How do you get to that point if not for music, record labels, and some string pulling? So when he had the song and it was cool for kids, everybody was like, yeah, this is great, smash it. But then when the money gets involved, when a label gets involved, he says, hey, you know what, I'm LGBT. I'm like, that's going to be a problem, because now you didn't get to this point and you're admitting that you're LGBT. They're going to make you do all kind of stuff you might not even want to do. Maybe he does want to do it, maybe he doesn't. But regardless, if you have announced you're LGBT, now you're going to be doing some really LGBT stuff. And that's exactly what happened in that video. Okay, there's a lot of money behind it. And a time where less money is being spent on videos, less money is being spent on promotion. They want you to go out there, Bryson, as like a person on your own with your own money and make yourself hot. But they put all the money behind him because, again, it's about pushing the ulterior motive. Same thing with AOC. She'll flip-flop on the whole border issue because to her, that's a little ticky-tack thing. It's about pushing the greater agenda. Okay, healthcare for all and everything else. For Lil Nas X and the label, it's about trying to brainwash your children, which goes back to the whole thing about the education from K through 12. Okay, You combine that with the entertainment industry, combine that with the corporate industry. So you're trying to control people that way. And then you throw drugs in the mix. You got a straight zombie, a puppet. You could do whatever you want with.
Yeah, and I think that, in my personal opinion, and I don't think neither one of us on here is explicitly attacking anybody from the LGBTQ. I mean, I don't even care what y'all do in your personal life. Is that it's the over sexualization of these things. Like, there's nothing wrong with Lil Nas X want to do what he want to do. I don't agree with it, but he can do whatever he want to do. Nobody cares. Why couldn't he make a video about something else? Him being gay has nothing to do with him twerking and doing on a stripper pole, making out with the serpent in the Garden of Eden. Look like they depicted that. Doing lap dances on the devil. Like, there's many other things that you can express your, I'm assuming, your sexuality than to reference the devil. And here's the thing: if you're not mocking Christian, because only the devil and the concept of Garden of Eden is only, for the most part, is a Christian thing or a Jewish thing or Islamic thing. So it's the major religions of the world believe in that. You are going out of your way to make a religious reference. And like you said, Bryson, the church, to me, I'm bothered that they're defending him. People are saying, oh no, it wasn't about the devil. Like, it was symbolism. But then he come out with a shoe that says 666. He sold 666 of them. They had supposedly a drop of human blood in them. They got a pentagram on them. I mean, if the video isn't telling you that he's aligning himself with demonic forces or demonic worship, the shoe should be revelation to you that he is aligning himself in that way. And being gay don't mean you have to be evil or you have to be mischievous. But I personally think that behind some of these actions there's a spirit behind it. Like, I think that people are sexually perverse. It's not that they love who they love. It's perversion that is driving a lot of these people, and that's why they make videos like that. So it has been a reality check for me again, with the community just doing that, man. I mean, do you guys think this is going to create a trend of other artists coming out being like Nas X, or you think he like a one-hit wonder? Well, two-hit wonder, I guess.
He isn't the first to do it. I mean, especially become doing that devil type of stuff. There's mad rappers that do that. You got Playboy Cardi, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Nas
3 6 Mafia. Remember 3 6? Remember 3 6? Do y'all remember 3 6 Mafia?
Yep.
ABL.
Yeah, of course.
Like, bruh, 3 6 Mafia used to worship the devil, and they changed it up when they got mainstream. But I remember when I was younger, I used to listen to them, and they used to worship the devil.
Yep.
I mean, that's why they call 3 6 Mafia. And it's funny that people forgot about them. But go ahead, Bryson.
The funniest thing about this Lil Nas X thing that I'm still confused about is he purposely disrespected all major religions in that video. Blatantly, on purpose. Mocked us. I wonder what would happen if you mocked his sexuality. Would that video be able to stand? Would that TikTok be still there? Would that tweet be still there? Or will it get banned? So what, to me, it's like, if he can mock us, okay, let them do what they want. But where's the, what would they call it? Equality. Where's that?
Yeah. So made a fraudulent term, man. And this has happened on college universities too. I was just at one yesterday. I was talking about how professors are completely biased. You know, ABL, what do you think about, like, do you think that there's hope in these colleges and universities, or you think we just going to get brainwashed to the bitter end?
It's going to be a battle. I tell you what, I'm not going to say that it's hopeless, but it's going to be a battle. I think some of them, depending upon where you are, they're kind of too far gone. Okay, like Columbia, I did a video about the guy that was snorting heroin as a professor. It's like, all right, look, if I'm paying $80,000 a year to go to Columbia University, a supposedly Ivy League school, I don't want my teacher to be a dope fiend. All right. If I'm in New York, I'm in Harlem already. I can go to 125th Street and talk to a real live dope fiend for the low. I give him $20, a chicken sandwich. I can get all the facts of life broken down to me in 15 minutes. Okay. I'm not paying $80,000. That's a bad investment. So, you know, colleges like that, they're kind of too far gone. You got full blown, and the guy's not kind of like in the closet. He didn't get arrested and they found dope on him. He did a whole TED talk about being a dope fiend. If you got that going on, you're too far gone. But you got some places that are still not, you know, super woke, super crazy. Smaller colleges, Christian colleges, they still exist. All right. And then in reality, a lot of these colleges are being propped up by the federal government because of the student loan industry, really. You know, they're backed by the federal government. They're way too high. They shouldn't even be that expensive. You're getting a sheet of paper that has no value in some of these colleges. Go to a trade school, figure things out that way. I think that's going to be a renaissance in the trade school industry, and not going to school and, you know, having more options. That'd be the end result of all of this. People say, you know what, I opt out, I'm not going. So if people stop going, they stop enrolling, you have less people going and paying the money, they'll either just die out or be forced to change. But if it keeps going the way it is right now, you'll have the same old wokeness in some of the far gone places, and they're not going to be able to be saved.
No, I agree. It's crazy because we like living in a twilight zone. I mean, people are just coming out and saying white people are bad. White people are ruining our country, and white fragility and white privilege and implicit bias. And, you know, some students told me that their teachers flat out say that like white people are evil, and like this country, there's no such thing as the American dream because we live on stolen land. They were saying they were in like a economics class or something like that had nothing to do with politics. And they said, hey, I just want you guys to know that we're on stolen land and there's oppression, and white black people don't have the same rights in this country. You're like, what are y'all even talking about, man? You're setting people up for failure if they fall into that belief system. I mean, do you guys think that, you know, this perpetuation of where they claim white supremacy, do you think that has a negative effect on the black community?
Of course it does. All they're doing is making people hate white people. Like, literally, white leftists will tell you proudly, I'm inherently racist, trust me. and it's like, what? And they're out here kissing feet of black people and Christian rappers and all types of bowing down like these, like it is crazy. And all this is doing is, once again, like I said earlier, furthering this victim mentality. So now, not only do you think white people are inherently racist, because white people are now co-signing, like, yeah, we're inherently racist. So of course, what do people expect? Of course, you're gonna have more people joining white nationalist groups, because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, if I was white and everybody's telling me they hated me because I was white, I'm going to find some people that don't hate white people. So I think it's a negative effect to society all the way through.
Yeah, I think, you know, I don't know. Did you get a chance to speak on that, ABL? I'm just running my mouth.
No, but yeah, I think that it's definitely a negative effect, because what ends up happening, I think Bryson is right. You're going to create people to get radicalized. It's like, all right, I go out here every day, I'm minding my business, and people say, I hate you because you're white. I hate you because you're white. So it's like, where do I fit in? Where's my community? Then they go in a dangerous direction. They get into these nationalist groups. And then, so now you're at a whole different level. You got the FBI watching, you might get locked up. So now it just creates problems in general. And also it creates a victimhood complex within people. And say, you know what, I'm black, a person of color, whatever you want to call it, I can't succeed because it's the white man's fault. So that it kind of like limits ambition, it limits your drive. You're not going to even try to do anything because you know that you can't in your mind. You think you can't in your mind, you have no ambition. So it'll just drive down your ambition. And when you see people that are white excel, it further confirms it. Oh, that's the reason why they're winning, because they're white and I can't do anything. But the reality is you could do as well as them or better if you actually tried, if you weren't a victim. You see what I'm saying? So it's a bad situation. And it goes all of that ties into the whole brainwashing thing. And it's terrible. And then also one last thing, a lot of these white liberals don't really live around so many black folks. They live kind of like in their own little silos away from the black folks. So when they say I'm racist and I'm a hater, all this and that, to make themselves feel better, they don't do it around people that they are saying that they're better than, because they might get attacked. I'm seeing white people get attacked all the time, you know, for no reason. But there is a reason. If you say that you're racist and you're hateful and you're the reason why somebody black can't succeed, when they see you, it's on sight. You're going to get attacked for what you've been saying. and people are wondering why it's happening. Well, maybe if you didn't say that, you are the reason why somebody's not able to succeed, and that you're a racist, maybe it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I think it contributes to police brutality. You know, it contributes to that, because if you are brainwashing people and telling them the white man bad, and then you go and say, you know, black people have to be given the talk before they drive somewhere. I mean, if you are being told that, you are automatically perceiving that the police officer that's going to pull you over is somehow against you. And then you're going to be combative, and then the police going to get combative with you. And then you, before you know it, it's violence that has happened. I think these people are coercing violent situations. You know, if you wanted to fix, and that's kind of what I want to talk about next, is solutions. If you want to fix this problem, then you have to start teaching people to have a better attitude. And it's very simple, because I think Martin Luther King hit the nail on the head, although most people don't even agree with him, even though they barbecuing on Martin Luther King Day and all kind of other stuff, is that, you know, Martin Luther King said, judge a person by the content of their character. If we would just go back to teaching that and say, yeah, there are bad white people, there are bad black people, or whatever. But when you encounter somebody, go off of their character. And if their character is good, then you can proceed with a friendship or whatever business deal you want to do. But if they're not, then you should deviate. And I really wish that we would start changing the conversation around the way we teach about police and being a minority. So, man, what do you guys think the solution to this problem is, man? Like, what is the solution to what's going on in America with the woke culture? Bryson, you know about the Christian woke culture. What are our solutions, man? What do we do to make this better? And when I say we, I mean us on the panel and also people who are watching. How can we embolden people to do something about what's going on?
To be honest, there's only one way to do it, and that is to change culture. The problem is culture, not just black culture, just American culture, period, is in like it's going it's going left. It's not coming back. It doesn't even look like it's coming back. It's going farther left. And the problem is you can't change the conversation if they go to school, get taught this, they hear the music, get taught the same thing, your parents teach you the same thing, then your friends get taught the same thing, so now your friends are confirming that same belief, and all of that is due to culture. So the only way to change it is through culture. And to use a specific example, I don't know if y'all know what Twitch is. Do y'all know what Twitch is?
Yeah.
So Twitch is usually like younger kids, they're only watching people game, watching people chat. And when people on Twitch, it's not no regular thing. You're watching this person live stream for 4 hours at a time a lot of times. And they're telling you their opinions on things, and you're learning from this person. And a lot of these kids are usually young. So the person they're watching every single night is shaping their personality. And if you look on Twitch, so what I do on Twitch is like, when I got the bite and stimmy, I gave it away on Twitch. It was so difficult trying to find conservative or Christian streamers on there. The most difficult thing I've ever tried to do in my life, to give away money. And we don't even understand how to change culture, because we're not even in the fight. We're not even in the fight to fight them. When you go on Twitch, it's millions and millions of kids on Twitch, and they're getting straight propaganda pushed on them, and nobody's there to combat it. So we need to try to combat what's going on currently within culture.
That's a really good point about being right there in the midst of the culture. But also, I would say, parents got to really just raise your kids properly. That's where it starts, straight from the beginning. Because if you don't raise your kids properly, if you're not telling them what's going on in society, you kind of shielding them from that. If they go outside, they get exposed to it. If they go on their phone, they get exposed to it. They're going to be defenseless, and they're going to take all that in. It's going to be marketed to them. And, I was advertising before. I was in marketing, advertising, so I understand the way they do and how well they advertise now. Some things that they do and things that they advertise are done really sneaky, really covert, like the whole thing about vaping. It's an epidemic among teenagers with vaping. And what they were doing, they had Instagram influencers, and also I think some Snapchatters back about 2-3 years ago. They had influencers that were like teenagers or close to being teenagers, funded by Big Pharma, because Big Pharma owns a big part of Juul, the vape pen. All right. So they were paying them to basically promote their product to get kids hooked on nicotine at an early age. It's just the same thing as the cigarettes. So if you don't understand what's going on, if you don't see what's going on, if you're not telling your kids, okay, here's what's happening, this is what's happening, teaching them the right thing, they're going to be wide open to whatever is out there. So that's one of the main things. Public school is a terrible place. You go to public school, not all the time, but a lot of times it's a terrible place. They're getting taught the woke curriculum. They're getting taught about things that shouldn't be getting taught about, LGBT stuff, when they're way too young to understand. If you're 5 years old, I don't think you need to learn about transgenderism at that age, because when I was 5 years old, I'm playing with Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, X-Men. I'm not worried about, gender and, all these different gender expressions. That's not what I'm into. So the parents got to be like, I'm talking about Fort Knox guardians. Keep all of that crap away from your kids and tell them about what's going on in an easy to understand way. So when it comes to direction, to be ready for it. It's just like, okay, don't let anybody touch you right here or touch you right there. It's got to be the same thing, but it's technology and people that are trying to influence your children. It's got to be the exact same thing. So parents got to be on point, attentive. You cannot put your kids in front of the YouTube and let them sit there unattended without giving them any kind of debriefing about what's happening.
No, I agree with you 100%, man. I think it's going to be, people are going to have to step up. And I want everybody to know that's watching this is that you can be empowered by your own gifts. Some people are talkers. Some people are writers. Some people, may have a position of power. Some people may want to run for office. Some people may have a lot of money, and we all got to work together to make the dream work. They say teamwork make the dream work. And everybody has a stake in this, just a matter of fact, just watching this live stream, there's 3,000 people concurrently watching. We don't have a live stream if you guys don't watch, right? We don't have really a live stream or platform if you guys don't subscribe and share our videos. So even if you may not feel like that you have a prominent role, you do have a role. You never know what video you share to somebody that changed them for the rest of their lives. So I want everybody to feel emboldened that you can do something about it. And doing something about it is not just sitting back, listening and confirming, what other people say, but find your talent, find what you're passionate about. In your place of work, be an example. And I know that Bryson can relate to this because like Christian folks is like the church of the people, not the building. And your light should be shining everywhere you go. If you're a CEO of a job, your company should be changed because of your faith in Christ. And even if you're not, a Christian or whatever the case may be, the truth that you speak, not your truth, but the truth that you speak is a light to other people. And no matter if you're a janitor, if you're a business owner, if you're a college student, if you're a high school student, if you're middle school, there was some young girls from middle school at my event last night. You can do something to be a part of the change. So thank you guys for the super chats. We're gonna do this for an hour the first week, and then we'll extend it as we go on. But thank y'all for the super chats. I'm gonna answer them at the very, very end when everybody's out the live. I'll try to go back and answer everybody's super chats. We got my boy Bryson and Gray in the middle. ABL is on the end. We're gonna try to do this, and we're gonna try to extend it to make it longer. I just needed to work my way into this again, because we used to be fire. If y'all that first time y'all see it, we used to be fire. I think we had like 10, 13,000 people watching at one time.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy.
Once we build it back up, it'd be great. But I want y'all to shout out where people can find your stuff at. So Bryson, where can people find you? Where can people find your music, your merch, all that stuff?
I'm trying to do a better job like ABL this time. He inspired me. Bryson Gray on YouTube. You can get my merch like what you see right here at BrysonTrades.com. And speaking of Twitch, I do live stream gaming and chatting and giving out money on Twitch at twitch.tv/Bryson Creates. Oh, I just dropped a new music video. Go watch that on my YouTube. There I go. Now I'm doing something.
There you got it. New music video. So if y'all the first time seeing Bryson got fire music, top of the charts on a lot of his songs. Don't cuss in his songs. Christian based. A lot of it is Christian, but I think everything you talk about is God related. Some stuff is heavy. Like if you want some, it's like you want that fire and brimstone pastor that's gonna tell you the truth even when it hurt your feelings, and you're gonna go home and feel convicted and change your life. Then you probably need to listen to Bryson's music, because some of that stuff is heavy. And if you really want to be, if you really want to live a life, sometimes you got to hear the heavy stuff. ABL, my brother from another mother, ABL has been holding it down on here. ABL got a YouTube channel that's huge. I think you're almost to 1 million. We got to get ABL to 1 million. Y'all better go subscribe to ABL's channel. ABL has been doing YouTube, do a lot of political commentary. He make more videos than I do, more consistent than I am. So y'all might want to go check out ABL channel if you don't know it already. ABL, where can they find you at, man?
Yeah, man, the best place right here on the YouTubes. You can search ABL, also pop right on up. First result, ABL. Also the website, anthonyblogan.com, ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN. Everything's on there. Original articles. I got my merchandise website as well, ABL, as in Logan, merch.com. I got the hats. I got the mugs. I got the t-shirts. I'm about to have soaps. I'm about to have shoes, socks, backpacks, whatever you want. I'm gonna have it on the merchandise site. And also social media, find me anywhere. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. You can find me right there. Anthony B. Logan, ABL. Check me out.
All right, yeah, and that's great, man. I'm B Tatum. So people that come on here to just first time seeing me, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like and subscribe to this video, or like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for the super chats. I'm gonna answer them as soon as everybody get off. I'm gonna go through methodically and answer all the super chats, so I don't hold everybody on there. So when we do this Thursday show, feel free to support us through the super chats, but I'm gonna wait to the end to read them. I think I was inspired by ABL to do that. So for me, I'm The Officer Tatum on every social media platform. You can go to theofficertatum.com to get my official website where my news is on there, my merch is on there, all of that. Or you can download my app, The Officer Tatum, on the App Store. And I got this one thing I want to test real quick, and I hope I can pull it up while I'm online. I have a texting service that I just started. Let's see. And you could text Tatum to this particular number. So let me figure out what my number is, and I want some of y'all to test it out, and we'll see if it worked like I think it will. I'll figure this thing out, man. It's like I don't know. I had the number, and then I forgot it when I went to the meeting yesterday, and I was supposed to tell everybody text Tatum to this number, and I forgot the number. So anyway, I'll figure it out at some point during this live stream, and I'll start putting it in the comment section. But if you text Tatum to this number, once I figure out what my number is, it'll send you my contact information, so you'll be able to look at my social media and everything like that. So I appreciate you guys, man. Any final words from you guys? Bryson, you got anything you want to say before we jump off here? Words of wisdom, words of encouragement, or anything?
Get married, have kids, and stay married.
Amen. Amen. Somebody give him a round of applause. All right, ABL, you got anything left?
Oh man, all I gotta say is drugs are bad, man. Stay away.
Yeah, man. Don't end up like George Floyd, you know what I'm saying? Or Chauvin. You know what I'm saying? I think both of them were dumb, in my personal opinion. And this whole thing could have been avoided if one dude wasn't high on drugs trying to buy stuff with fake money, and if one police officer would have just played the game, played to the camera, bro. And so I guess my final words is that give God a chance. That's what I say to anybody that's out there that's, wondering whether you are atheist or whatever. Just give God a chance. And don't you go to no church. Don't you start at no church. Build a personal relationship. Go and do your own research. You find God for yourself. God will meet you, visit you. You have to do that unobstructed of religion. People would deceive you through religion. So give God a chance on the own merit and let him prove whether or not he's real. And so I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Bryson, ABL. We'll see you guys next week. Every Thursday, I'll try to do this for 6:30 promptly. I probably, y'all know we on CPT, so we going to show up 6:30-ish. And, you know what I'm saying? We'll be ready to chat at 6:30. Our pictures may pop up a little bit after that, but 6:30 every Thursday. I'm going to call this the panel. And so we're going to have people come through. Sometimes it's 3 of us. Sometimes it'll be 4, maybe 5, maybe 6. Sometimes we may have some people on here that disagree with us, which would be really, really good conversation to have. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Bryson. Thank you, ABL, for coming on, man. I'll see you guys next Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Peace. Oh, my screen all messed up. I gotta fix it. So let me read these super chats for y'all, because I don't want to be a bad person that don't support my audience when they super chat. Oh, it ain't even. YouTube be doing some real foul stuff. So all the super chats that come on there, maybe it's in our chat thing. They only hold 15 of these super chats, I think, at a time. So let me just read everything that I see on here. Let me see if I go here. I think they may be all of them. Maybe it's all of them. Let's see. Fun stuff. Thanks so much for the super chat. Random Nerd Life. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Officer Tatum. Let's see. Christopher, thanks so much for the super chat. Bro, the Tom McDonough interview was amazing. It was like chilling with the homies. Keep it up, Brandon. Glad Thursday panel is back. Yeah, man. I'm a down there person. When I was gonna interview Tom McDonough, I was like, look, man, I'm just gonna keep it 100. I'm just gonna talk to him like I would talk to, my homie. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna hang out. I was a little nervous because I was like, dang, I hope this goes well because he a pretty big deal in my personal opinion. Scott, thanks so much for the super chat. The witness that used fifth is the dealer for Floyd. Use the fifth on a witness stand. I guess you don't want to go to prison. So, hey, William, thanks so much for the $20 super chat. Reppin', thanks so much for the super chat. Hit up my video after this, bro. All right, appreciate it. Laura, thanks so much for the super chat. So happy to see you and ABL back together on a panel. My two favorite YouTubers. Nice surprise on a happy Thursday. Appreciate it. When did Obama send money to the Wuhan lab? When did Obama send money to the Wuhan lab? I think it's out there. I don't remember the certain date, but the Obama administration did send money to the Wuhan lab. I saw it. It was an article written about it. With sources. So anyway, fun stuff. Thanks so much for a $50 super chat. LGG, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. No weapon formed against his children will prosper. No weapon formed will prosper. That's Bible right there. Let's see. Reppin' Time Fitness. I watch all of your stuff, bro. I'm black. I appreciate it, brother. I'll check you out. Sonia, or is it? I think it's Sonia. Sonia, thanks so much for the super chat. 3 strong men on the stage. Woohoo. Think they messed up the charges and is going to be acquitted. Yeah, I mean, they what I'll say about Chauvin, I think they got the right charges. It's just that they don't have nothing. They may not should have charged him in the first place, because if he is guilty, they got every charge that can possibly make him guilty. And if he gets acquitted, then that means there's no way he was a guilty participant in this. It says, fact, Officer Tatum, if this was you, let's see. Okay. Facts, Officer Tatum, if this was you, think about. If this is what you think about. Okay. Let's see. Laura, the media will fixate on the trial to shift the focus away from the border. 100%. Christopher, I'll be locked and loaded the day of the verdict, but I live in the country, so we're good now. Not sure how long, though. Yeah, man, good to be off the grid. When I say off the grid, but in the country, away from the major cities, man. Major cities are toxic in some cases. Straight off the top, they you know what, the election. I agree. The squad is back. Y'all give me hope. Keep up the good fight. Let's see. One race, the human race. Amen. 3 of my biggest influences on one stream. I thought it was April Fool's clickbait. Officer Tatum is a liar. Somebody named Bishop Turner said Brandon Tatum is a liar. Your mama. All right, let's see. Angry Miranda writes. Let's see. Love watching Bryson Gray on TikTok. I need to get my butt on TikTok. Let's see. Christopher read another super chat. Bryson, I've been unsubbed from you 4 times in the last couple weeks. Super annoyed. Keep it up, bro. Love your spirit. Love your fire. Appreciate it. I appreciate it on his behalf. Let's see. Christian, thanks so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. Bones Mama, thanks so much for the super chat. Bryson, why you wearing my hoodie? My hat is too stiff. I can't get it to fit my tiny peanut head. Ponytail hats. Make it happen. F that song. Okay, I don't even know what you're talking about. Let's see. Shelly, thanks so much for joining the Tatum squad. Jody, thank you so much for the super chat. CB, thanks for joining the squad. Thomas, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see. Dan Vegas, thank you so much for the joining the squad. Abundance America. Bryson should remix Tom's church song. That beat and subject matter is right up his lane. That would be pretty cool if they can collab though. That'll be fire. Kimberly, thanks so much for the super chat. Knee Deep, thanks so much for the super chat. Stephen Crowder and Doug Tenaple, both taking off YouTube this week. Both strong conservative Christians. Hope they don't, but why not? Why not taking you off? Because I'm black. It's called black privilege, baby. Let's see. Now I hope they don't take me off. I do have an app though, so download my app at The Officer Tatum, and you get my stuff. Or join the Tatum Squad. We'll have an ability to join the Tatum Squad off of YouTube in the near future. Let's see. Anna, thanks so much for the super chat. ABL, you're awesome. From Austin, Texas, Bryson and Brandon, please know I truly appreciate you both, not just as Christians, but for who you are. I appreciate that. Sherlock, thanks so much for the super chat. All three of you are the greatest. You're all making incredible observations and helping make sense of the wild times we're in. Thank you. Shams, thanks so much for the super chat. Let's see. Sophia, as a First Nations woman, I can tell you we don't believe in land ownership. We raped, scalped, enslaved others. We were not the advanced society by any means. This land was not stolen. Amen. First Nations woman, Lakota and Nakota. So I'm assuming this is like Native American. Yeah, I know. I don't know why people keep saying, "Oh, you're stolen land." Well, somebody stole it from the person we stole it from. So give me a break. And in some of these Native communities, they were scalping people, and you know, it's survival of the fittest, bruh. Get out of, people just be saying stuff. Anyway, End Time, thank you so much. Christopher, thank you for another super chat. Honestly, this is all our faults as a humanity. We allow these elites to hibachi the media, advertise and sell division. And a lot of us bought it in tiny pieces thinking that they were good things. Can we ever bounce back? I think we can bounce back, but I don't think we will. I think people will bounce back. The society will crash and burn. I mean, every good society has to come to an end. And I think at some point, America is coming to an end. And I think people can be saved. People can do well. People can raise their family right. But as a whole, this ain't gonna work out. These chats are gold. You guys are changing so many minds. Let's see. Solutions. Black accountability. The idea of changing culture can't even be discussed without acknowledging the toxic danger we are or have been embracing. 100%. Somebody give a round of applause. You got to admit you messed up before you can change anything. And you need to admit you messed up before you can change anybody else. Stuff and things. Thanks so much for the super chat. 3 wise men. Y'all looking like 3 kings. God bless you all. Marquita, thank you so much, Marquita. Anna, thanks so much for another super chat. And Bryson Gray, I would like to come out on the other side like you in entertainment, but as a standout Christian conservative in the dance industry and commercial dance instead. I hate liberal arts. 100%. Praying. Thanks so much for the super chat. ABL equals the best smile on the internet. Oh, somebody got a crush on ABL. ABL married, man. ABL married, man. No, I'm just playing. My wife just called me. Let me see what my wife wants. Let's see. Go to patriots.win. Let's see. Zinc 2. Thanks so much for the super chat. Sergeant R. Sadly, the trend of fatal police shootings in the United States seems to only be increasing, with a total of 213 civilians having been shot, 30 of whom were black in the first 3 months of 2021. Yeah, people need to start acting right. You won't get shot by the police. I'm being Native. I imagine being Native American and hearing about reparations for slavery. I know, right? That's kind of funny. But natives do get a lot of stuff though that I know of. Some of them they get royalties and everything else. Let me call my wife and see what my wife. Okay, she may want to come on here. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'll check on the wife. Check on the wife. You okay?
Yeah, I was wondering how much longer you're gonna be on.
Oh, I'm gonna be on probably about 5-10 more minutes.
Oh,
Okay. Love you. I'll be downstairs in a minute.
okay, hurry, bye.
All right, bro. All right. Perfecto. I gotta go. Got the baby waiting for me. Hey, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Somebody said suicide by cop. Eventually, man, I'm gonna get on here. Oh, the first Monday of every month, Tatum Squad will have a live stream. So if you're part of Tatum Squad, next Monday, I'll do a live stream specifically for the Tatum Squad folks. I know I've been struggling to do it with all the stuff I have to do, but this coming Monday, I will be on live to chop it up with y'all on the Tatum Squad people, just us. So you can ask questions, super chat or not. I'll be able to answer it because it's not that many. It's not 1,000, 2,000, comments. Let's see. Frodo, thank you so much. Hi, Brandon. I love what you are saying. Thinking about, I think that means starting my own channel. We need more Hispanic brothers speaking the truth. Keep up the good work, keep up the good and righteous work. AOC on the border, ? Non-existent. And that girl full of, you know what? She full of crap. Resolute, thank you so much for the super chat. Love you, Brandon. Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. I gotta run. My wife is calling me. The baby's down there, and he is a fireball. He is a ball of fire, and I gotta go put out the fire. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll catch you next time. Every Thursday at 6:30. I think we'll keep it there for now. Every Thursday at 6:30. We may move it to 7, depending on the time zones and depending on people coming on and what will work best for all the people coming on the panel. But I love you guys. Y'all be good. I got videos dropping tomorrow, so stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm out.